Thanks for watching this vehicle.
You might not actually be depressed, you just don't have a meaningful goal that aligns with your true values that is going to pay you enough to get you moving and motivates you to move and act. That's the reason why you're not doing something. This might help early retirees like me, semi-retired people like me, people who have had a purpose or in their midlife crisis phase. I moved out, my name is Jake Caesar, I moved out to LA in 2009. I ended up living in my car because I couldn't get along with the person I moved out there to be in a relationship with. It turned toxic. I ended up in my car, no friends, no family, no money. And then I ended up training people for $100 an hour, and I drive to people's houses. I ended up training Andre 3000 from Outkast and Saudi foreign minister son, Prince, and then ended up building up my early retirement funds to a point to where I work a little bit. So here's the deal. You actually probably aren't depressed. Technically, it's not that there's this thing called depression. It's that you haven't figured out your perception of what you can do with your life and how to get rewarded for things that actually align with your values. I trained people to make money to fund my early retirement account so I could retire early at 40, right? I'm 42. I got about halfway there, and then I realized it's meaningless and pointless, and what you really need is an overarching, meaningful purpose in life, not just to get to the money goal. But I started in my car, so I needed to meet my survival needs, so I got my money up, and I got to where I understand finances, and just, it's very, very, very simple. You make more than you spend, you invest the rest. If you can get to 50% savings rate, put it in an index fund, S&P 500, then you're retired within 10 years, roughly. It's very, 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 very simple. It's the most simple thing easy. Most people can retire if they reduce their expenses. But here's the thing, it's what you value. If you reduce your expenses to a certain amount, you can retire now probably. Here's the thing though. What you value is what you're spending your money on. What you value is what you spend your thought processes on no matter what. If you say you want to be rich, but you're going out eating out, spending all your money on eating out, a car payment, XYZ, there's nothing wrong with that. I wanted to get rich. I didn't want to get rich. I didn't want to have to train people the rest of my life. I didn't want to be a trainer. I just found a way to make $100 an hour. It comes down to money, guys, a lot of this stuff. So now, midlife, post-retirement, it's hard for me to get to do anything unless it's more than $150, $200 an hour. That's why I'm depressed. I don't have income right now. I don't have a lot of money. I get YouTube money and consulting money from private clients and stuff like that a little bit. But the point is, that's not technically depression. It's just that you haven't found out something that's worth your time working towards that will pay you that will get you to move. You haven't found also what your values are. There's a values process where you can actually figure out what you value. For me, I value shopping for used cars on the internet. I like 996 turbo Porsches. I like Land Cruisers. I like to have my automotive YouTube channel. It's got almost 20,000 subscribers now. I started that when I was in LA, when I got bored of training. I like financial independence, early retirement, making money. Silver's running right now. I'm part of a membership with an advanced older guy who's been in the metals trading. So these are things that really it's money for me to get to, a certain amount to where, but ultimately what you'd want to do is find an overarching theme that you can work on your whole life. For some women, it's family. For some men, it's family. For some younger guys right now, it might just be ambition to go hustle, hustle, hustle. I've got a buddy who's an influencer who went from 0 to 550,000 Instagram followers, and then now he's got 100,000 on TikTok and 100,000 on YouTube, so he's got 750 combined, plus he's got another account that's got 1.5 that he just bought. It's basically, but he's trying to figure out how to monetize it, but he's in his early 20s, In my early 20s, I was just getting my BS, and I thought I was going to go into, I barely made it out of high school, ended up getting a degree in biology and chemistry, and I thought I was going to go be in science and do medicine or something. But I'm an athlete. I like cars. Do I want to be a trainer and known as a trainer? No, because I don't identify with, I'm great at doing it. I'm better than most, I feel like. There's some people that are more motivated and inspirational, but I have a way to see things because me being in the trenches, getting to work out with Michael Hearn and doing this stuff, I know. So it's in my value system to kind of teach people and learn things. I don't care about health and fitness. I don't care about nutrition. I have just done that in order to make a living. And this is where you get in your midlife crisis. You're like, what have I been doing with my whole life? Now it's hard to get me to do anything unless it's to go upstate for a turbo Porsche that I found for sale, right? I really would like to get one of those because they don't depreciate. That's in my value systems. Things, assets, obtaining assets, getting paid $100 plus an hour, that's really in my assets. That's really in my value system. Purchasing assets, being frugal so I can continue to be financially independent, and then somehow combining automotive stuff and my personal coaching to my life mission and purpose to help other people on their path. Because if you actually look at your values, I dated a girl whose values were socializing, right? Very, very high on our list, socializing. For me, I've been in the library, I've been in the offices here at this building for like 6 hours. 6 hours this morning. All I did was buy silver, look at the markets, and studied this course for like 8 hours this morning and drink coffee. I didn't even eat till 2 p.m. because that's how much I care about personal development, financial independence, meaning and purpose and values, right? And then I can come in here and talk on camera and have something substantial to share my life advice, talk about meaning and purpose, talk about values, talk about how to get rich, and talk about how your depression is not really a depression. It's just a lack of perception and understanding yourself on what your values are and how to get monetized for your values, and then how to exchange your knowledge, goods, and services to someone else and help them. You don't know how to know what you even care about and then transfer that into someone else and help someone else. That's a lot of what, it's not a depression, it's just a misperception of a lot of things, and then how to transfer your wealth of knowledge into someone else and get paid for it and then help them out. Hopefully it's an equal exchange, your value and what you get paid. So don't think that it's a depression. You just need to keep diving deeper and deeper and learning about yourself. If you need help, reach out, jaketeaser.com. And I would love to jump on a free call and see if I can be of service to you and help you out along the journey, basically going from my car to being, financially independent and building a YouTube channel, coaching people, personal training, have some state records in powerlifting, all this stuff. I don't want to self-qualify, but you guys that don't know who I am, I have to tell you some stuff. So you're not depressed. You've just lost. You've never probably, the first half of life, you're just going to be ambitiously going towards something that you think is right, that your culture has told you to do, that you just follow. And then midlife, 35 to 45 comes and you say, have I been on the right path? Is this the right path for me? And you get a little confused and you don't know. And I got married and divorced really fast. I moved back from LA and moved home. And I got shot at 7 times. And a lot of stuff will happen. I became a coach, got a 6-pack at 40 years old, got in the best shape of my life, and then hit a brick wall. And it's like, do I really want to do this? This is not working. Do I really want to do this? I can eat my macros and I can be in the best shape like a bodybuilder and I can look good and model and take my shirt off on Instagram. But that's cringy to me. I don't really want to do that. I care about cars, man. I care about investing, financial independence, early retirement, and cars. And specifically, can I get cars that are undervalued, put them on my YouTube channel, talk about them, get paid for it, and then turn around and sell that car for a profit and have fun while doing all it, and then share, and then can I somehow coach and help other people do the same thing, become financially independent, find a career and path that they like doing and getting handsomely rewarded for it, and then combining all this stuff. That's what I'm working on, is kind of redefining the mission in life. So if you're in your midlife, or maybe you've already been successful, it feels like a depression, but it's just that you don't know yourself yet. You think that, look, man, when you really know what your values are and your meaning and purpose and you're on a mission, I would fire right up at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., go train really hard, eat my macros, go to jiu-jitsu, coach people. But it was a really fine balance of pushing myself and being pulled towards a vision. And I'm tired of pushing myself, man. And what you want is something that pulls you into it. So you go through seasons. Sometimes you have to let off the gas, reevaluate the direction of your life if you're going in the right way. It's just like when the market runs up, it's going to hit a peak, it's going to flatten out for a little while, consolidate, and then it'll run up again. This is a consolidation. Midlife is like, are you going towards the things that you want to go to before you go put all your money into something, leverage it, use margin, and then run it up when the market goes up? You want to make sure you're heading in the right direction first. You just don't jump out on a sailboat and have no map. You don't just go full speed at something and not know where you're going. You can do that when you're young, and I would advise it when you're young, and that's the right time to do it. But in midlife, you don't want to just use your fight or flight and just start grasping for straws. That's not the way to do it. You need to self-reflect, put together a plan, know yourself, and then take steps towards it with an action plan that has been tried and true, that is known. I know how to do it with wealth and getting rich. I know how to do that with a personal training business. I know how to do that with a YouTube channel, right? It's very methodical. It's very easy. It's very simple. 1 and 1 is 2. That's it. If any of those things are of service to you, let me know in the comment section. And if you're on the path, just know that you need to understand yourself more, understand your values more, and then you can shoot off into the right direction. You're probably not depressed. You just don't know yourself enough, what your actual values are. You're probably living in someone else's values, the shoulds and shouldn'ts that other people told you that you should do. People will try to tell you, even my influencer buddy, he's like, you need to be getting on it, bro. You need to be making content. I don't give a crap about content, bro. That's your life. You make your content. I don't care about content right now. I do not care. I care about finding meaning and purpose, orienting properly, and then setting off. I'm not going to make content just to make content. I do not care. This is meaningful to me, so I will do this. And I'm not doing this to make a quick buck or to sell coaching. I'm doing this because it's meaningful and it's an overarching life theme for me, because I'd like to help people, and this is the most meaningful thing I can do. If you can find something like that in your life and work towards that, then you're gravy, baby. And then you can leverage it, margin, go all in on it. But until that, you sit back and you study and you know yourself and you do the things you need to do to be healthy. But working on yourself should be the thing to do if you don't know which direction to go. And then you can take off like a firecracker with jet fuel. All right, catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching this vehicle.